I'd like to take a moment just to acknowledge today all the incredible grantees and their partners who are here with us in this room. You're going to hear more about each of your powerful programs from Secretary Jones in a few minutes. But I just want to be the first person, and you'll hear this across the board, the first person just to say thank you. Thank you for all that you do to train and empower and support the growth of our workforce as they take the next steps in their careers. So just a huge, huge thank you to all of you. You are truly building the future of the Commonwealth, and we're just very, very honored to support you. From Roxbury to Holyoke, from Lawrence to Needham, you're showing what it means to meet people where they are and help them build a strong future through meaningful work. I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to our Commonwealth Corporation team who's here with us today. Cynthia, Lucilla, Natalie, and Tanya, if you guys could all just wave your hands briefly. A big, big thank you to all of you. Your dedication makes days like this possible, so huge thank you. And finally, just a little brief background on Commonwealth Corporation. We're a quasi-public agency under the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development, and we're very proud to administer grants that support workforce training all across the Commonwealth. Last fiscal year, we reached over 47,000 workers, from unemployed workers to incumbent workers, and we were very lucky and fortunate to support partnerships like those that we're celebrating today. And it's those partnerships that make all the work that we do possible. We focus on empowering workers, expanding training opportunities, and ensuring that businesses have the access to skilled talent that they need. And we're, again, very grateful for the partnerships that we support and all of you to do that. So to kick off our program this morning, I'm really excited to introduce you to just an incredible leader who's driving statewide efforts to ensure that workers, employers, and job seekers all across the state have the essential tools, training, and resources that they need to thrive in our economy. So please join me in welcoming Massachusetts Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development, Lauren Joyce.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, good energy. I appreciate it. Most certainly, thank you, David, and the team at YMCA Greater Boston for opening your doors, and most especially opening your doors for our untapped talent, the individuals that we're celebrating today as a grantee, but also the number of individuals who've been able to make meaningful changes. And I know just across the hall is one perfect example where the Y has helped to train through our registered apprenticeship program for early education, and we really appreciate your ongoing partnership, so thank you. Great to be joined by Commissioner Kershaw and the team from Early Education and Care, another perfect example of collaboration to help build our future talent. I look around the room and I could start giving shout outs to so many people, including many of our grantees and our employer partners that really helped to make this work a reality. But I will just lift up a kudos and thank you to everyone. Governor Healey and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll often talk about teamwork. It started with the basketball analogies and it has just spread across all things Team Massachusetts. But it really does take this collective force. Workforce training providers, academia, nonprofits, employers, all coming together, making sure that especially now more than ever, we are not lifting our foot off the wheel, or I say such bad analogies, that's not the right one. We are staying straightforward in making sure to drive all the right things to lift up the talent that we need, the diverse talent that we celebrate here in Massachusetts and will continue to grow across so many industries. And I know the grantees that we're celebrating today are making that a reality as well. We also know and we're proud that Massachusetts is home to world-class talent, and we want to continue to drive that competitiveness. We also know as we manage through economic headwinds, chaotic uncertainty, we in Massachusetts, through the Healey-Driscoll Administration, in partnership with Commonwealth Corporation and all of you here today, are making sure that the recipe that we know is so critical for our success, investing in our talent, understanding the needs of employers, are all coming together to help support. And that, again, is exactly why we see so many different parts of the collaboration in this room and beyond. It also means why we have to remain focused on a people-centric strategy to lift up and support our talent as we think about reducing barriers to employment, attracting and retaining more talent, creating more pathways to develop our untapped talent. We look to amazing stories like Satara Vegas, who we're going to hear from today, who's currently employed at Boston Medical Center, but experienced an amazing job training program that he will share his own personal journey through. But it's these types of stories that remind us why we do what we do each and every day, and why we want to ensure that we, through the Commonwealth Corporation and Healey-Driscoll Administration, help to play that role of convener, connector, bridging the great partnerships we know help to ensure we're responsive to the needs of employers, to help to ensure we're creating and opening more pathways for our untapped talent, individuals with great aptitude and attitude to do well. They just need the pathway that we are able to provide. And in the end, it will be a win-win for everyone. It will make employers more productive, great workforce to build and develop. It will help our workers increase economic mobility and advancement right here in Massachusetts, in the communities where many of them have lived and grown and want to make sure they're investing for themselves and their families, and ultimately boost our Commonwealth's economy. And so that is why we're here today, making sure that we are continuing to invest in our talent. And that is why I'm thrilled to announce that the Healey-Driscoll Administration is awarding $6.8 million in Senator Kenneth J. Donnelly Workforce Success Grants to 15 initiatives from Western Mass to right here in Boston to provide high-quality job training programs and job placement to over 1,100 workers in healthcare, education, finance, and more, and all in partnership with nearly 50 employers. It was a really big sentence, a long sentence, but packed with a lot of punch. So I'll repeat, 1,100 plus workers getting trained in many different industries, working with nearly 50 employers, and we really do appreciate this continued focus, all funded by our Workforce Competitiveness Trust Fund in partnership with the state legislature, with each award aimed to close the skills gaps that we know exist, helping to increase access to well-paying jobs for unemployed and underemployed residents, and strengthening the productivity and workforce we know we need and deserve right here in Massachusetts. I talked at the top of my remarks about the power of teamwork and collaboration, and I really want to underscore how the model of our workforce success grants are geared towards collaboration. It brings together, it forces you to really break down your silos and ways of thinking, to think creatively with workforce partners, training providers, employers, to design, implement, and ultimately provide a path for employment with targeted job training for the in-demand skills we know we need and that employers are looking to accelerate job placement outcomes right here in Massachusetts. And it's through this kind of partnership that I'll highlight a great example with the Y and their training for healthcare. Just like all of our grantees we're celebrating, it is an opportunity to fill the workforce needs and engage with employers to do exactly that. We are celebrating so many, 15 grantees to be exact, but for the Y, I'll lift up the award we're presenting to them today. Nearly, or just over, $415,000 is being awarded to the YMCA of Greater Boston to prepare 96 unemployed and underemployed participants. And we know that healthcare needs great talent, and it's helping to build medical secretary and administrative assistant positions, just like Satara went through at the partnership with BMC, teaming up with other hospitals like Beth Israel Lahey Health and Boston Children's Hospital as well, providing that hands-on learning experience that will pave the way for real-world work experience and helping to fill in-demand jobs and securing a career right here in Massachusetts and in one of our largest industries of healthcare. So you will hear Satara reflect on his leap of faith that he took into this program, but let's remind ourselves when we walk out of this door, when we go back to the day-to-day work that we do, we think about the next Satara, the next individual that your programs are helping to advance, ensuring that we are, again, focusing on our people, helping to lift up and pave more pathways, and really ensuring huge opportunities that your programs will be able to provide for individuals right here in Massachusetts. And I'll close on this note since it was reflected on at the top. This is a building of historic proportions, holding the home for the first YMCA in the nation. I'm touring 16 of our Mass Higher Regional Workforce Boards each and every week between April, we kicked off right before Patriots Day, and spanning all the way to the 4th of July. If you haven't heard, we're really leaning into and celebrating all things in the spirit of kicking off the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, which started right here in Massachusetts. And over the next 18 months, Massachusetts will be lifting that spirit of revolutionary advancement, innovation that we know powers and fuels every single region of our Commonwealth. For our labor and workforce development, we took a step back to think, what does that mean? And clearly, there's so much history here in Boston and every part of the Commonwealth, and we don't want to overlook the fact that that history includes investing in our workers, investing in a huge movement to lift up meaningful wages, great benefits, and ensuring that we are staying on pace with the amazing innovation that happens here in Massachusetts. And we will continue to invest, thanks to the Donnelly grants and so many more investments in workforce development, to ensure that we will be revolutionizing our future and ensuring people, our workers, are very much a part of that. So thank you to the Y for hosting today, and congratulations to all of our grantees as well. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Secretary Jones. Now it's my pleasure to introduce David Shapiro, President and CEO of the YMCA of Greater Boston. Since taking the helm in 2022, David has been a driving force behind the Y's mission to build strong communities through workforce development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA's workforce initiatives have empowered countless individuals across the region, and today they're one of the many examples of how grant-funded programs are transforming lives across the Commonwealth. Please join me in welcoming David Shapiro, President and CEO of the YMCA of Greater Boston.
Well, thank you so much. We are incredibly proud to play host and merely representative of the incredible grantees that are receiving Donnelly grants today and the great work they will do. I have always thought that the Secretary was incredibly talented, but I just learned that you're driving with your feet now too. So I hope you won't take your feet off the wheel and your hands. Maybe the gas would be good as well, but maybe you've got a special car. Yeah, we're in it together. But we're incredibly grateful to Commonwealth Corporation, to the Department of Labor and Workforce Development. In this room that you're in right now, our staff holds graduations, and they're rolling, because a lot of these programs are 12-week-long programs, and in these graduations, you hear about the way in which a pathway for someone was kind of wind behind their wings, and the way that the talent and confidence that was within them is simply just being released and sort of cultivated. It's nothing that the Y or any nonprofit, I'm sure all the nonprofits in this room would say, are bringing to the table that wasn't already inside somebody. But it's about the messages we receive and the pathways we're given to sort of realize that talent within us and realize the pathway. I think about the commissioner, and I think about our early ed apprenticeship, and how many people who come to our early ed apprenticeship are already magicians with young people. It's just about plugging into our system to get into a pathway and a pipeline. And often our job, Julie and Rob and others, our job is just to knock barriers out of the way that are really artificial barriers that we can knock out of the way. So we're incredibly proud to be here. It's awesome to be here at another special event. It's awesome to be in the vault, because I always think about the fact that there were once a group of mostly white men feeling they were making decisions for other people here, and now we help people make decisions for themselves. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of all of us, and also to the real folks who do the work on the front lines of these programs. I hope every organization that's in this room, you will bring back to the folks who you know, who wrap their arms and their minds and their commitment around the folks that we're training, the folks that we're supporting, and you will relay our gratitude, because that's where the work and the magic and the transformation happens. So I want to thank you. And I have the greatest honor, I think. I didn't get to introduce the secretary, but I do get to introduce Satiro, which is a great honor. Although you already talked a lot about him, but I will. I'm going to read, which I don't usually do, but I don't want to mess it up because he's a special guy. Satiro graduated from our training program in 2023 in the Boston Medical Center Fellows Program with his Medical Administrative Assistant Certificate. After training, he started to work as a full-time ambulatory service representative in October of 23 for Boston Medical Center Urology. And recently, as if that wasn't enough, he transitioned to neurosurgery. He'll have to tell us about what's going on there. And at BMC, Satiro plays a key role in extending the capabilities of the care team and ensures the highest level of patient satisfaction and a positive patient experience. In his training, Satiro's colleagues and the Y team members appreciated the same dedication to his colleagues' motivation and productivity. And I will look up from my notes here for a second and say that what happens at our graduations and what you hear the most about is the graduates talking about the other people in their cohort. The people like Satiro who somehow attended to their own training and lives and pathways and yet lifted everybody around them as well. And he's clearly one of those individuals. Satiro's success in the medical office follows clinical medical assistant and program management experience, notably at the Cape Verdean Multi-Service Adult Day Health Center, where he coordinated activities and transportation for elder Alzheimer's participants. He is a resident of Dorchester and a proud graduate of our program, and we are even prouder of him. Satiro, come on up.
Hi, my name is Satiro Vega. Before the YMCA, I was at home waiting for my next opportunity, and that's when I got a call to come to YMCA. I was very nervous because I didn't know what to expect, but when I walked in the door, everybody treated me very nice. They was very welcoming. You know, they go out of their ways to make sure you understand what they're teaching you on a daily basis. Yes, so without YMCA, I don't know where I would have been right now. So I'm very thankful for everything they have done here, everything that they taught me, you know. And when I started working at BMC, I was nervous again, but once I got there, I found out that I was well prepared. Yes, because while I was here, these people, they'll go, you know, they'll really help you staying late. Sometimes they don't mind staying after and have a one-on-one with you. That was very helpful, and that's why I think I excelled in class. And I'm just very thankful for this program, because without this program, like I said, I don't know where I would have been right now. Thanks to MCA, now I have a career, and I'm getting ready to buy a home pretty soon. And another thing, it's not just a teacher, from the management all the way down. These people are down to earth. You know, they talk to you like you're their son or brother or something like that. And so I felt like I had to do my part. So I'm doing a great job at BMC, you know, to make this program, you know, to see the work that this program has. And I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. And I hope, you know, you guys just keep helping other people like you guys helped me and make this world a better place.
Great, thanks so much, Satiro. And thank you to everyone who spoke today and helped shine a light on the critical work that we're here to celebrate. At Commonwealth Corporation, we know that workforce development is not just about jobs. It's about creating success, strengthening communities, and powering the future of the Commonwealth. This work happens because of the deep commitment of partners like the ones that are here today, state agencies, employers, training providers, and community leaders who come together with a shared belief that everyone deserves a pathway to thrive. To our grantees, thank you all again so much for meeting people where they are, for opening doors that were once closed, for doing the everyday work of changing lives. You're building a more resilient and inclusive workforce, one person at a time. And to the YMCA of Greater Boston, once again, just thank you so much for hosting us in this iconic space. Before we wrap, we'd love to capture this moment with all the grantees up here just through one group picture. But again, huge congratulations to all of you, and thank you so much.